Mr. Alban already has a finding of contempt, so he was coming here for sentencing if he failed to provide the 5 written offers from dealerships.
Have you received those?
I have not.
Okay.
I don't know if you brought upstairs with him.
Sarah Thomas versus David Alban.
You're David Alban. Okay, can I have a seat there? Alban is appearing personally as directed by this court. He appeared before the court. Also present is appearing via Zoom as Monroe County in front of the court attorney, Rebecca Hicks. Mr. Alban was brought before the court last week. He was ordered to appear today with 5 dealer estimates of his Harley Davidson motorcycle, which, if the court recalls, he purchased after selling some real estate. Is that correct? And he did not use any of the proceeds from that real estate to apply against his rearages. The rearages exceed $11,000. Is that all correct, Ms. Hicks?
That's correct, Your Honor. That's how we ended up with this finding of contempt in an order from you back in 2021 for him to list and sell the motorcycle.
And the court ordered him to sell it back in October 2021. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And that as of today, and we're almost October of 2024, 3 years later. Are you Sarah Thomas? No. Okay. What is your name? Okay. All right. Waiting for your attorney. Waiting for your attorney. No, you can sit there. Your attorney. All right. For the record, Mr. Alban has provided 1 Cyclocare 50-point inspection with attached to the card from River Rays and Power Sports. Looks like a technician examined it. And there's a figure down at the bottom of, I don't know what that, if that's a what they're going to pay for it, or it's a value of $13,805, Mr. Alban.
That's the.
Okay, what are they willing to pay you for it?
Pardon?
What are they willing to pay you for it?
They said.
Okay, where are the other 4 estimates?
I didn't.
Okay.
I was
All right.
just, my stomach dropped.
Okay.
It's all going to be the same, and that's.
You didn't. You've not complied with any of this court's orders, Mr. Alban. So can someone pick up your motorcycle? Is it out in the parking lot? Can someone pick it up for you?
No. It's.
Okay. All right. All right. You got 30 days hanging over your head. And you know, you decide obviously to buy yourself 30 days. Ms. Hicks, what's your recommendation this morning? Clearly, Mr. Alban is ignoring this court. I don't know if we have the sheriff's department seize the motorcycle. If that's additional cost, that's going to reduce the value if we have a receiver appointed to sell that.
Right. We were trying to avoid that. We were trying to just have him sell it. If you're saying that the documentation he provided you is showing $13,805, that's greater than the total arrearage on the case.
Okay. All right.
So
the
he
court
would just sell it. He could have this
but
case closed.
we need to obviously catch Mr. Alban's attention. That order still continues, Mr. Alban, but convince this court the court should not order you to serve 30 days in jail today. Then when you don't sell it, we're going to start over. Going to be a second fine, because not be up to 90 days. Convince the court why the court should not order you to serve 30 days in jail.
Your Honor, my son.
I don't want, sir, you're ordered to sell it. Nancy, can you please call for a pickup, please? Mr. Alban, I want to hear this. The garbage you're feeding the court, you're ordered to serve 30 days in Monroe County Jail.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get over there for lunch, and we're going to give him a date, surely maybe in about 45 days, Ms. Hicks, and we're going to put it on this court's docket, because if he has not sold it, we're going to start second finding of contempt. The court's going to reiterate, Mr. Alban, you are ordered to sell that motorcycle. So we're going to give you a couple weeks when you get out of jail to have sold that. What do you believe is reasonable period of time? Maybe see if he's going to serve 30 days out end of September, maybe mid-October.
Certainly.
Maybe your Mr. Leiter, Mr. Moss is back here, right there. If you want to, if you talk to them, you can talk to them on the hallway. Okay. Are you available on the 22nd or 23rd of October, Ms. Hicks?
Let me check. Yes, Your Honor, I'm available both days.
Okay. All right, we'll set it for Tuesday, October 22nd, 11:15 in the morning. Mr. Alban, you can appear by Zoom, and if you will start contempt proceedings, appoint attorney to represent you on October 22nd if you've not sold the motorcycle and satisfy these rearages. At that time, the second fine of contempt would be up to 90 days. Yeah, you can avoid additional time if you have the motorcycle sold and you pay off these rearages. Did you want a copy of this? Got a copy? All right. Any questions, Mr. Alban?
Your Honor, for that order with the jail sentence of 30 days, are you going to give an amount that he could pay in lieu of serving that full 30 days?
What do you recommend? Yes, we'll give him an alternative to post a cash bond.
Give me one sec. I would say $3,000, Your Honor. That's a little less than 25% of his current arrears balance.
All right, of course, that bond amount of $5,000 cash only. So you can serve 30 days, if you post 5,000 cash, you can avoid the 30 days. You still got to sell the motorcycle. But if you want to be home for Labor Day, reach out to family and friends, they can post $5,000 cash to apply toward your rearages, not to fines and costs, but toward your rearages. And we will set another date, October 22nd, around 15. Review for the proceedings. I'll staple this invoice from River Power Sports to the file. The record again reflect that Mr. Alban has not complied with orders of this court regarding sale of the motorcycle or securing the 5 estimates as to its value. I provided one. I just have the other come outside door. Do you send you'll send an order over to the Sheriff's Department, correct? Regarding the jail
Yes, Your Honor,
funds?
I'm typing it up right now. And once I have it signed by you, I will be sending it over to them.
All right, very well, thank you. Point, sir. Mr. Alban, right here, we'll send an order over to jail. He's been sentenced to 30 days for contempt. So I trust he'll go over there in time for lunch. Thank you. And Ms. Hicks will email a copy of the order over to the jail.
Sure. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Alban, get that motorcycle sold.
Calling the matter of Sarah Thomas versus David Alban.
The record, this matter is before the court for post-judgment review of the status of the defendant's efforts to sell a motorcycle and reduce outstanding spouses board arrearages. Ms. Hicks, have you had a chance to discuss these issues with the parties?
I have, Your Honor, and I did review the file to see that Mr. Alban has submitted additional documentation to his friend of the court caseworker regarding taking the motorcycle to multiple dealerships to try and get offers on it. He received 3 actual, I guess, cash offers, and the rest were only offering him like a trade-in value. They wouldn't offer him any cash value for that. And he also has it listed and lowered the listing price of it to just over what his total arrears are and provided that.
Okay, what is the highest cash offer, Ms. Hicks?
$8,500.
Okay, is Mr. Alban making any payments toward the?
Yes, after being released from the 30 days in jail, he did, they did give him his job back, and we do have an active income withholding notice to that employer.
What's the amount of the outstanding arrearages?
The total balance right now of the arrears on this case file are $11,530.92.
And they're being reduced per month by how much?
The income withholding notice has gone out for $351 based on the statutory limits on his case.
So since we were last in court back in August, the arrears have only been reduced by $350. The arrears were $11,800 back then.
He served 30 days in jail, Your Honor, and he just started resuming work.
All right, I understand now. All right, you have a recommendation for the court this morning, Ms. Hicks?
Your Honor, I did inquire, and Mr. Alban admitted that he's been driving the motorcycle. I do believe he should not be driving it, as it would be the position of the friend of the court that would diminish its value with each mile that is added onto its current mileage. The friend of the court would not be opposed to a short adjournment to allow him to pursue actually selling the bike to potentially one of these people that offered it, or see if he can get an offer for the lower amount that he sold it for.
All right. All right, the court here from the parties. Ms. Atkins, we'll hear from you first.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, I think that's a good recommendation. He does drive the motorcycle. I've seen him driving it through town. I've seen it parked at his job before. So, I think, yeah, he shouldn't be driving it anymore also.
Right. Any objection to a short adjournment of this matter?
No.
All right, Mr. Alban, again, obviously this is pretty significant arrears. It's still $11,500. You should not be driving the vehicle. Why should this court not order you to sell it for $8,500? You got an offer, a cash offer for that.
Your Honor, the bike is Blue Book value is around 14, with only 11,000 trade in. $8,500 seems a little low. I mean, I understand they're in the business to make money. I just thought if I got to take like $4,000 or $5,000 less than what the bike is actually worth, is there any way that Sarah could maybe lower what is owed to her by a little bit, just to kind of counterbalance the? So I did lower the bike to 12,000 stuff, 2,000 less than Blue Book. Fox is selling the same Fox and Sandusky is selling the same motorcycle with 5,000 more miles on it for 14,000. So I lowered this bike to 12,000. That would seem like a fair price according to Brian at the Motown Harley.
Are you advertising on Facebook and other media sources?
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, again, obviously the time sell is in the summertime, and here we're going into October, so obviously no one's people are not going to get the top dollar for a motorcycle in the month of October and November. Mr. Alban, do you have another vehicle that you can go to and from work with?
Yes.
Okay. Again, convince this court that you should not have to sell it for $8,500, and you can sell it this week.
Convince the court that I'm making payments.
That's not the question, sir. But you're not. Again, you're only reducing arrears by $300 a month.
I think that's every 2 weeks, and I have I think $116 deductions. I have another case that I only owe like $2,600 more dollars on, as far as that, and then I still owe state owed arrears.
Well, this court's not a collection agent, Mr. Alban. Ms. Six, again, there's no way this court, even if court orders Mr. Alban not to operate it, there's no way this court can monitor that.
Okay, I'm lost for words, Your Honor.
Well, Mr. Alban, again, you get 30 days in jail. You didn't do what the court wanted in the past. I'm really tired of dealing with this matter. Again, the safest way to do it is sell it for $8,500, and you put that right toward the arrearages. Why you need to convince this court that should not be ordered this morning, Mr. Alban, unless Mr. Atkins says, "Judge, hold off." That's what the court's inclined to do.
I since like 2019, I've been given consistent payments, other than when I lost my job at Circle K and went to another job. I've tried not to miss any payments up until I think it was December, January last year of 23. And then I've been trying to make consistent payments at 116 a week since like 2018, 2019. And then
Mr. Alban, but going back, of course, you sold an asset and you generated significant cash, and you went out and spent it or hid it or bought a motorcycle rather than pay your arrearages. Ms. Atkins, do you want to ask this court to give Mr. Alban more time, or do you want it sold and liquidated this week?
I would like it sold and liquidated, honestly. Yeah. It's just been so long, so.
Court agrees. It's gone on too long, and Ms. Hicks, the court will order that Mr. Alban sell that vehicle forthwith. I'm going to have you come back in 2 weeks, Mr. Alban, and I expect you will have paid I want to see a sales receipt, and that entire proceeds will be paid to the front of the court towards the arrearages. So I'm going to put it off for 2 weeks. You're ordered to sell the motorcycle for the best you can do, and that's it. Whether it's $8,500, $8,000, $9,000, you got 2 weeks to sell it. And then the court can order that to be sold. And if you don't, we're going to start contempt proceedings when you come back in 2 weeks. If it's not been sold, you've not provided a copy of the sales receipt and paid 100% of that to the arrearages. We're going to put this back on the court's docket. It's not going to be worth any more come spring. And there's no way the court can monitor Mr. Alban parking this vehicle and put it in storage. How about November 12th at 9:30? I'll give you 3 weeks, Mr. Alban.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Does that
All
work
right.
with your schedule, Ms. Six?
Yes, absolutely, Your Honor.
Okay, so this matter is adjourned to November 12th at 9:30 via Zoom. Ms. Six, is it possible you could prepare an order for the court?
I will, Your Honor, and I'll make sure to include your Zoom ID on it.
Okay, thank you. So the party, the matter should come back before the court for review November 12th at 9:30. In the interim, Mr. Alban is ordered to sell the motorcycle in question and provide it to the front of the court on or before November 12th, the receipt showing the proceeds received and from who purchased the vehicle and name and address of the purchaser, Mr. Alban. And the court would expect that 100% of those proceeds will be applied toward these rearages.
Yes, Your Honor.
You get more than 8,500, but then if you don't do that, then the court's going to start contempt proceedings. Which will be punishable up to 45 days in jail at that time, and we'll at that time appoint an attorney to represent you and go from there. Any questions, Mr. Alban?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Atkins, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, all right, the copies order will be mailed to you November 12th at 9:30. All right, that will conclude this matter. We'll see everyone then.
Thank
Your
you.
Ms.
Honor.
Hicks.
I'll get that order uploaded. Thank you.